Ever wonder if he's thinking about you, and if he really misses you, why does he just say so? You're not alone in feeling confused, and maybe you're even a bit angry. Look, I get it. I've been there too. You're sitting there, you're wondering if you're reading too much into his texts, into the things he does, or maybe you're frustrated that if he even cares, why do you now have to be some kind of detective? Here's what I want you to know. When a man really misses you, he's going to leave signs and clues whether he wants to or not. Not in the romantic, like he's got a boombox over his head, but in the little things he does without even realizing he's doing it. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, let's figure this out together, because by the time you're done, you're going to know exactly what it looks like. And more importantly, you're going to stop driving yourself crazy wondering, what is this guy even thinking? So let's first talk about, why are guys so weird about feelings in the first place? Okay. Let's start with an obvious question. If he misses me, why doesn't he just tell you, right? You're probably thinking that all the time. And here's the thing. Guys show their feelings, but they've been taught to suppress their feelings, because feelings, they actually kind of terrify them. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but think about it. From the time they're little boys, what do they hear? Boys don't cry, toughen up, don't be such a baby. And by the time they're grown men, opening up feels like jumping off a cliff. And they've been taught that needing somebody makes them look weak. Grr. But we're going to break this all down, because here's what's really happening. And you know what's very funny about emotions is they don't just disappear when you stuff them down. They're like water. They find another way out. They'll find the crack in the surface. And this is what we're exactly going to be looking for. So when a guy misses you, but won't say it, those feelings are leaking out. And they change the way he acts around you, changes his behavior, the things he does, even when he's not thinking, and his body reacts when he sees you. So think about it like this. Missing somebody actually hurts, like really hurts. And your brain wants to fix that pain. If I was a better drawer, I'd be drawing a brain right now. I'd get like a little, that's a brain. I know it looks like a crown, but it's actually a brain. And when he can't talk about those things, feelings start showing up through his little micro actions. So let's go into sign number one that he actually misses you. So number one is his texting is weird. His text game, so to speak, is weird. And I can barely spell. I feel like spelling in English is kind of hard, but I make do with what I can. So here's what's happening when he misses you. He will not text you directly. Sometimes he will, but for the most part, he won't text you directly. And I know this is where it gets really confusing, right? We think, well, if somebody cares, they'll just reach out and say so. The male language is not so simple. I speak fluent Malese. Male speak? I don't know. We'll have to come up with a better name for that. But sometimes the silence is actually louder than his words. He becomes your secret social media stalker. So this is him. He's got his little iPhone here, and he's going to be keeping an eye on you. Have you ever noticed this? He kind of watches everything you post, but never ever actually interacts with it. Maybe you get a heart on your story, but your Instagram story, he's viewing it within minutes. He's like one of your top fans, but he doesn't like or comment. Nope. Somehow he's always online when you are, but there's crickets in the DMs. Quite curious. So girls, these aren't just coincidences. He wants you to know he's watching, and he wants to know what you're up to without actually talking to you. It's like his emotional window shopping. He's like passing all the stores. Like, this is him. There's a bunch of stores. This is you. You're like a diamond. I tried to draw the diamond there. Guys, give me some slack here. And these are not coincidences. He's looking around. And he's like, what is she up to? And what you'll notice is he'll start to find some of the weirdest ways to pop back into your life. And this one really cracks me up, because I've done it, and it's obvious to me when I see it. Suddenly, mutual friends are telling you, oh yeah, so-and-so, Johnny was asking about you. His comments on group posts where he knows you'll see it. Random memes get sent to you. So this is the time when he'd actually reach out with zero explanation. Honestly, I swear like sending memes and random YouTube videos is like a love language of guys. So responding to your stories from like a while ago, like he will start doing peculiar actions, and you're like, does this guy actually like me again? Does he actually miss me? And that is a sign that he misses you. And he's not really trying to have meaningful conversations with you. He's kind of just testing the water, seeing if you're going to respond, and trying to feel connected to you without risking actual rejection. Because guys, they do not like being rejected. Nobody likes getting rejected. And we're kind of conditioned to think like, oh, dudes approach, man. But no, he doesn't like being rejected. This is when we get into kind of coincidental run-ins. Coincidental, just a fancy word for being like, he's trying to bump into you. I'll just call this like the bumpin'. Bump into you. Everyone says my singing voice is quite splendid. So this is a classic, that coffee shop you loved. He suddenly discovers, I also like coffee and matcha. The gym you go to, he's considering a membership. Your friend's party that you're definitely going to be at. Suddenly, he's going to be free that night. Maybe he'll stop by. Look, I'm not saying he's stalking you, but his brain is subconsciously trying to orbit you. Like, let's say you're like a planet here, and he's just kind of getting sucked into your gravitational pull because his body is leading him into your orbit. Like, let's draw a little arrow there, and it actually will feel like you're like, dude, this guy feels like he's following me around. His brain is subconsciously bringing him closer to you, and he can't help it. He's being pulled into your world. So let's go into sign numero dos. Number 2, the sign is he finds excuses to contact you. This is when he's finally, he's like, I've stalked long enough. And when you're living rent free in somebody else's head, like you are for him, he's gonna find creative ways, even ridiculous ways, to start reaching out. You'll get the random text, those messages. Hey, I just passed that bookstore you mentioned once. He probably won't say that exactly, but he'll be like, oh, hey, I just passed such and such bookstore. Oh, I just passed that coffee shop. Oh, that song that you told me about, it just came on. Sending you memes, all different kinds of things. He's asking about like how your mom's doing. To everyone else, these texts, they kind of seem pointless, like they're not really going. He's just looking for any entryway back into your life. So this is you're kind of happy again. You kind of got that, and he's just like, how can I get back in her good graces? In ways that feel safe to him. He's not asking you about your feelings. He's just bringing things up. He's introducing a topic that he can't really get in trouble for. And here's what's really happening is you're living in his head. You're in this guy's brain, my girl. You pop up when he's, driving to work. He's trying to focus on a meeting. He's falling asleep at night, and he's just like, let me go look at her Instagram story again. There's just random times where his brain is just a little too overactive. And those random texts that you get from him are him trying to scratch that emotional itch where he's actually starting to feel lonely. He's really like, I want her back. And there's this one pretty telling sign, and suddenly he's going to start caring about the details of your life. Your job that he never asked you too much about, now he wants updates. Weekend plans, they're suddenly fascinating him. Your family drama. He wasn't that interested before, but now he's all ears. Even your house plants. The succulents succulents is probably the only plant I can think of. Your succulents are now of interest. He's not just being friendly, he's trying to stay connected in your world. And each little detail makes him feel like, ooh, I'm getting closer, and he's going to finally start doing the reach outs, like I said. So let's get into number 3, and this is a sign that he's really thinking about you, is his whole energy. His energy changes to you. Changes. I wanted to do the triangle as the delta. I don't know if that's like too mathematical, but where I'm from, we talk about the triangle means delta. That means a change. So, some people, they just start having a different vibe around you. And when a guy's really been missing you, his entire energy shifts towards you. Because before he may have been like a little bit distant. And this is oftentimes for avoidant guys. It's like you have to create that gap space where they have time to miss you. So pay attention to this. Does he surface right as you start moving on? And this is, I'm not saying it's the best trait, but it is a sign that he really is thinking about you a lot, is he'll start to resurface the second you start healing. Does he seem more attentive the second you stop chasing him? Does he show up more when you're clearly doing fine without him? Actually, the better you're doing, this is your life, and he's like, she's doing a lot better. She's glowing up. This isn't a coincidence. He's got this emotional radar. He can sense when your energy is shifting away from him, and his brain starts panicking, being like, oh no, somebody's going to take her. And this is when you're going to see that he oftentimes finally starts putting the effort in. He remembers things you said weeks ago. He offers to help you with stuff. Maybe you mentioned you're going to be moving, and suddenly he's all, he's Mr. Buff. He's going to be starting to help you move. He asks you questions that seem genuinely thoughtful. And here's the truth. Guys don't waste energy on people who don't matter to them. Now, would I say that this is the best energy possible? Does it seem like we probably should be forgetting about this guy? Yeah, but that does mean he cares. And when somebody starts showing up, suddenly starts being more present, more focused, that's the emotional investment of action. And you're going to even see this, is he's going to start getting weird when you're thriving. And this one is super interesting to watch, because when you start posting confident photos, use stories with the gals at brunch, living your best life, clearly doing good without him, his behavior starts to get a little bit more erratic, more story views, more random text, maybe even some indirect drama. And that's not him being necessarily petty, although it is pretty petty. It's emotional conflict, and he's seeing if you actually move forward. He wants to see if you will come back to him. And his brain's thinking, whoa, wait, she seems to be thriving without me. That's Oh, that's not right. I don't like that. So let's get into sign number 4. Sign number 4 is his body can't lie. Yeah, my body's telling me yes. Man, I don't have the best memory for songs, but it's like, my body. I think it's by R. Kelly. Probably shouldn't be singing his songs, eh? But what comes to me in the moment comes to me. And here's something I love about body language. It's so dang hard to fake. It's literally like subconscious. And when a man is really missing you, his body is going to tell a ton of the story. Let's say you guys both go to the same gym. He's going to start suddenly like staring at you. And you're like, why is this guy staring at me? Can't we be cool? And he can't stop looking at you. It's like he's drinking you in. Or this is another interesting thing. He can barely make eye contact at all. So either he's going to be like locked in on you. Let me see the camera. Locked in on you. Or he'll be, because looking at you brings up all those feelings that he's been trying to bury. He's been trying to push down his emotions. And now he's seeing you and his emotions are actually spiking. Like if we call this like emos over contact. I know that's probably in the best graph, but like his emotions are spiking when he sees you. He's like, dang. And he's starting to get that rush of like, man, we're so good together. And this is why it's often so important to go no contact, is you want to increase that vision. He'll put those lenses on where he'll be like, oh, man, we were really so good together. And his body will actually start, funny enough, to point towards you. You'll notice this actually on dates when somebody really likes you. If you look under the table, which I know sounds very weird, it's like, let me pick up the table here. His feet will be pointed towards you. His whole body will turn to you. His shoulders will angle towards you, even when he's talking to other people. It's like he's not even cognizant of it. This is just people in general, right? And compare this to somebody who's like arms crossed, their body angled away, or you might see him be cognizant of this, try to angle away, but his body language will start opening up to you. And if he's talking to somebody else, he's going to be very distracted. He's like, he can't really focus because he's interested in you. And our bodies, they don't lie. And this is why like FBI, interrogators, investigators, they're so focused on body language. And if you want a deeper dive on this, the book What Everybody Is Saying, I believe that's it. Fact check me on this. Great book to look into and see like what people's body language means. And then we talked a little bit about energy earlier, but this is one really telling thing, especially for his bodies. He'll start fidgeting around more than usual. He keeps adjusting his shirt, running his hand through his hair, running his hands through his hair, just seeming generally restless when you're around. And this isn't because he doesn't want you around. It's not that he's uncomfortable of your presence. It's because being around you is bringing up all of these feelings, and he's trying to keep it locked down, but the body shows. Let's go into number 5. Number 5, social media. We talked a little bit about social media earlier, but it's starting to get more exacerbated. So in the digital age, we live a lot of our lives online, and especially when you are like moving on, like honestly, dating, your Instagram, your Facebook, all of these things can become great tools in bringing somebody back, because it's a good window into somebody's emotional state when they start like, posting a lot, or they stop posting entirely. And when a guy really misses you, his online behavior spills all the tea. He may be posting, specific like music on his stories and be like, she loves this song. I'll put this on here. He watches every single story you post, usually within minutes. He may even start liking some of your stuff. He may even start sending you DMs. He's a watcher, right? He's staying connected to your life. And this is why I often recommend, if you guys are going through a period of no contact, if you can't resist, block him, because ultimately he'll look through his friends' phones. He will start looking at your stuff. It's kind of this like emotional voyeurism where he wants to peek into your life. And I don't know if you guys have ever done this, where you accidentally like somebody's post from like 3 months ago. That can happen, especially in this stage, because he's going back. He's trying to like bring back all of these emotions. He's completely looking through your history. This is him like scrolling. He's going to be sad, but kind of happy because he's like, oh, I missed the good times with us together. And that old like from way long ago, that's not an accident. That's somebody's been scrolling through your entire profile. And then he's going to have these posts that feel like messages. Sometimes they suddenly start, sharing music on their story that you introduced them to, posting quotes related to books that you mentioned to him, getting just way more active on the platform. Suddenly he's like posting a lot more from the gym. Go figure. And these are like kind of emotional call outs disguised as casual posting. But is this all even healthy? Okay, real talk. We need to address something important, because just because somebody misses you. Just because they miss you don't mean they're good for you. And missing someone, being emotionally available enough to do something healthy about it, two completely different things. So let's talk about some red flags to watch out for. Red flags. Red flags. Everyone says I have one of the best voice and some of the best handwriting in this dating game. So let's talk about some of the red flags. This is kind of the emotional avoidance. He runs away when conversations get real. He shuts down during emotional talks and kind of disappears when you actually need emotional support. And this is kind of he's creating confusion. This is very common for avoidant types of guys, and they keep things just unclear enough to give you hope that, like, oh, maybe I would be a good partner. And he's never direct enough to make you feel very secure, and kind of starts leaving you guessing at what he really means. Or he is a hot and cold champ. Let me start writing here. Hot and cold. And hot and cold treatment is one of my least favorite ones because it is actually very low-key manipulative. And it reaches out when he starts feeling lonely. Like the second he feels your absence, he might start reaching out. Or he pulls back when you respond with enthusiasm. He may reach out to you, you respond, and then nothing. He's gone ghost. And he starts really showing up when you start moving on. He vanishes even when you show the slightest bit of interest. And this isn't someone who misses you in a healthy way. This isn't somebody that really wants to get back with you for a committed relation. This is somebody who misses the validation that you provided and really isn't willing to put in the work. So what do you do with all this information, right? Like, I laid a bunch of info on you. So you've spotted the signs you've been missing. Now what? Before you do anything, you want to get real with yourself. You want to ask yourself, is he missing you, or is he just missing anybody? Is he just missing a warm body? When he reaches out, is it real vulnerability or more breadcrumbs? Are you emotionally ready for this? Or are you just hoping that this guy that you liked for some time, maybe he love bombed you initially, maybe there was some love bombing, and was so good for a little bit, is just now coming back and the cycle repeats? And if you decide to engage, and here's my advice from consulting thousands of women, is respond with strength, not desperation. Don't make it easy just because he's finally showing you a little bit of awareness. Do not accept the breadcrumbs when you really want the full loaf. The full loaf. Don't pretend like nothing happened. If this guy actually wants back in, you want commitment. Commitment or nothing. Not just, oh, let's have fun and see where it goes, because that's what he wants. If he's actually going to be reintroduced into your life, you want commitment. So let's talk about some of the questions that matter. Does this feel emotionally safe for you? Does this feel genuine? Or does it feel like more games from just an avoidant type of guy? Has he actually done work on himself? Is he improving? Like, is he like therapy? Because an avoidant person, it's like having like a broken leg, right? It's like, oh, yeah, it'll fix itself. No, it won't. You got to go to the doctor, right? Like, has he actually done work on himself? Is he actually trying to materially improve to take you back into his life? And look, sometimes some of the most powerful things you can do is acknowledge that if you care about someone, it doesn't mean they belong in your life. One of my favorite quotes is like, the faster we say goodbye to the wrong people, the faster we can find our person. And sometimes the mature response is just being like, hey, I hear you, I miss you too, but I've grown past accepting confusion instead of clarity. I want a full committed relationship. And if you're not in a place where you can do that, I totally understand, but I need to spend my energy on guys who want that. Let him miss you. Let him feel the full weight of what he lost, and let him do the internal work that emotional discomfort often creates. Because if this guy really wants you and he's really motivated to get you back, he will go to therapy, he will put in the work, and he will show you that he changed. And if he eventually shows up, not with mixed signals, not with games, but with real accountability, emotional clarity, and consistent action, then you can evaluate that from a place of strength where you've done the inner work, you're building your amazing life. Like, remember, your life, this is you, it feels reductive to say value, but let's just call it value over time. Like, if you are continuing to improve, right? This is you on an upward trajectory, then of course he's going to want to be back in your life, right? But you want to be here in a place of strength, and not what a lot of people do after like a breakup is they start spiraling. Hey, totally understand. It's totally normal to spiral for like 7 days, but we have to reinvest in friends, family, community, hobbies, all that stuff. And until this guy does his work, keep living your life, keep speaking your truth, and keep protecting your space. Because here's what I really want you to remember. The right person won't leave you wondering if they miss you. They'll make sure you never have to question your feelings, and their actions will make it crystal clear. I'm not saying there aren't going to be problems in the relationship. Every relationship has problems. I don't care what gurus online say. Every relationship, you have to continuously commit to other people. But now you've got the tools, you know what to look for, and more importantly, you know how to respond from self-respect and self-love instead of hope and desperation. And that's the real power move. I love you. Ciao.